Kamala is getting a promotion. The New York Times noting how the VP has been, quote, taking on a forceful new role in the 2024 campaign. And it's not force-feeding Joe Biden his jello. Instead, Kamala has been traveling to more states in order to bash rising extremism in the Republican Party. But as we all know by now, the more Kamala gets out there, the more she embarrasses herself.
For years, we have worked to expand investment in community banks. Because you see, community banks specialize in providing loans and financial assistance to small business owners. As the name suggests, community banks are in the community.
Oh, that's where they are. I couldn't find them. But if you point out any of Kamala's shortcomings, prepare to get smeared as a racist.
Most people don't know what vice presidents do. And now she is a history maker. She is a woman. She is a black woman. And it's the easy thing to do to say she's the attack dog. Go after her. She is done with us, the pundits, and she's going to the people who will actually elect her. She's talking about the issues that women care about, abortion. I appreciate it, and I think you will see her numbers start to increase, and people will be accepting her of the job.
So, Harold, in the green room, you said she's the worst vice president we've ever had. Does that make you a racist?
I know. I got to check the tape on that one to see if I said that. I think we over-racialize things too much. We are quick when, regardless of which side, people use that as a way when they want to show you how disappointed they may be, how angry they may be, or even if they believe their position is just superior to someone else's. The vice president is, I believe now, trying to show the things she's been doing and talk about them in ways that are more effective and persuasive. I have said on the show, we all have, she needs to get to the border. The thing about voting rights that she's been responsible for, she needs to, all the things the president has assigned her to do or given her as a part of the portfolio of things to do, is now, you don't complain about those things. That's what vice presidents do. In my life, I'm 53. I remember vice presidents get tough jobs all the time. That's why you're vice president. You do a good job at it, you get a chance to be president. So the over-racialization, hope we refrain a little bit. All of us refrain from going there when we want to make a point.
Yeah, it's interesting, Katie. The accusation of racism actually is because they pointed out her race. She was the least popular choice, but they made her the choice because she was a black woman. If you point that out, they say, oh, it's because she's a black woman you're saying that. Yes, because you said she's a black woman.
Well, if you go back to the 2020 election, and Joe Biden said he was choosing a VP, that he would choose a black woman. And then if you dared to point out that's part of the reason she was picked, you were deemed a racist, which is absurd. Using race as an excuse for poor performance is not helpful in advancing racial equality in this country. She has not done a good job. It's not Republicans saying it. She could not get through the first votes in the Democratic primary when she was trying to run against Joe Biden. And yet now they turn around after 3 years of being able to make your own way and be a pioneer and have all of these accomplishments. They're going back to the victimhood complex instead of listing out more of her accomplishments that she could then use to advance herself if she chose to run against maybe future candidates in the Democratic Party, even though voters rejected her around the first time.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, Dana, this new strategy is not a new one. This is old. Whenever you disagree or anything, they just call you a racist. But they get away with it because the media just plays along with it. If the media just said, you know what, maybe you should come up with something better, she might end up being better. But she's going to suck as long as they do this.
I was wondering, when I read one of the stories yesterday about the 17th reboot, like, at what point is the media going to stop falling for that story?
Yeah.
Because if you remember, it wasn't Republicans who said she was a bad candidate. It was Democrats. She dropped out in 2019, in December 2019. And do they presume that the over 50 in number, anonymous sources to the New York Times, staffers on that campaign who said she was an awful candidate, are they racist? They worked for her. And and they don't say that, right? So I think that over-racializing is a problem, but it's reminded me of, like, a kid, you go to this back-to-school meeting, and they're like, your kid disrupts the class, he talks too much, he's really a prankster, you know, things like that, and the parents blame the teacher.
Yeah.
Then the teacher's like, it starts at home, and the calls are coming from inside the house.
That's racist. When you say it starts at home, that's a dog whistle.
I'm a racist now?
Yeah, that's a dog whistle for racism. Jesse, since you invented the dog whistle, Isn't it interesting how she's going after the white supremacists and in the Republican Party? They were the ones, obviously, that started the riot in Union Square. So I think she's starting in the right spot.
Yeah, we're going to see the race card a lot. She's on a collision course with Gavin Newsom, either this cycle or next cycle. So it'll be interesting to see how he navigates that in that minefield on the left. Americans definitely, Greg, hate black history makers. If you look at Barack Obama or his wife Michelle or Hillary Clinton or I don't know, Oprah, definitely do not like black history makers in this country. I would argue that
you
Kamala,
included Hillary?
In terms of women.
Okay.
I'm including the gender glass shattering. But I would say that she probably gets more favorable treatment because of her race and gender. And you remember watching Veep? That was also about her spitting image, like a vacuous, incompetent female vice president who was also a punchline. She's a punchline. Kamala, race has nothing to do with it. It's the Democratic Party who doesn't like Kamala too much. 65% of the Democratic base is white. 17% is black. And it skews women. So is the argument that black female Democrats are bigoted against the first black female Democrat vice president? Of course not. Of course not. It's all about her incompetence. And when have Republicans liked a Democrat vice president? We didn't like Gore. We didn't like Biden. We don't like Kamala. It has nothing to do with race.
There you go. We just don't like them. Vice presidents in general.
We don't even know what they do.
We don't know what they do. All right, up next, time to put your pants on, America. Remote work is officially dead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.